You know, I heard they recently decided to add more hops to it.
And I'm in the front row, and I'm hammered drunk.
You do not have anything to drink. Can I get you a tasty refreshment?
Yes, I'll have a beer.
Wunderbar.
Hey, careful, man. There's a beverage here, huh?
And welcome to another episode of the Buzz Basement Bros podcast. My name is Aaron, and I am joined by Mr. Old Soul himself, Andy.
That's me.
Fucking you and your old man phrases over there.
I learned them from my old man.
That's fair.
Oh, God.
You know, that actually makes a lot of sense. I made Andy another vodka drink over yonder.
It's delicious, man.
And it's, what did you say exactly? Not as good as the last one?
Not as good as the last one, but it'll still go down the hatch.
Yeah. Fucking old man. You're younger than I am. It's unfucking believable.
Yeah, well, you know. I'm an old soul.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's why I wear boat shoes all the time.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to argue, because, I mean, I bought you one pair of boat shoes, whatever that was.
And I wore them
wore
for like 2 years.
Yeah, and then I've actually bought you two pairs of boat shoes.
Yes.
The first pair you beat the literal fuck out of.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were literally falling apart.
Oh, yes.
Literally.
Yes.
Literally falling apart. And then the second pair, they were pretty much falling apart too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I ran them into the dirt.
All right. I just got to ask you to calm down, bud.
No.
So, having a podcast.
Yes.
This thing that we enjoy doing. I texted a link to a buddy of mine from back home. And I don't think he listened. He didn't give us a shot for the first... it's been like 3 months since I texted him.
Oh.
And he texted me the other day. And I'm going to grab my phone.
Reach for it.
Yeah. He's got, I don't even know, he's got a few kids now. 4, maybe? I don't know.
Jesus. Why would you want 4 kids?
That's a lot of kids. But he texted me, topic idea. Everyone has a podcast. And then there's a typo in the next text. You guys are great at this shoot. I think it auto-corrected him. But everybody does have a fucking podcast.
Yes. Yes, they do. It's very saturated.
So, yeah, and we're part of the problem. We are definitely part of the problem.
But I want to be part of the solution.
Well, the solution is half the people quit podcasting. But, so, for example...
Dibs on not being in.
No, you enjoy doing this.
Yeah, don't you?
Well, yeah. It's an excuse to come down here and get...
I was going to say, any excuse to drink and hang out.
Have drinks with my buddy. Cheers. Okay, that's excessive. There's a lot of
Cold.
There's a lot of Tito's in that.
Yeah.
You have sensitive teeth? I mean, ice. It's got anyway. Like, for example, I listened to a podcast about Michael Jackson the other day.
Oh, yeah?
So I've been humming and singing Michael Jackson for the last 4 days. I mean, I'm a fan. I like Michael Jackson's music.
Now, how big of a Michael Jackson historian? There you go. That's the word. Historian.
Me?
Yeah.
Historian? No.
Yeah. No?
No. I'm a fan of his music.
Okay.
The whole he was weird as shit and maybe fucked little boys. I don't know. That's
about your extent.
Yeah. For me, it's separating the artist from the music.
Mm-hmm.
I still fucking Billie Jean's a bop, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I fucking love that song.
Because
dude could sing, he could dance. And again, I know we've talked about it before, but there's a fine line between genius and crazy.
Yes. But no,
The story behind Billie Jean was he was like coming up with the beat and the lyrics and everything when he was driving his Rolls Royce and he fucking got into an accident and he had to hurry up and write shit down. Like, yeah, that's just anyway.
Okay, I did not know that. But no, the reason I say that is because you know how the internet, you have to take anything from the internet with a grain of salt. Like, unless you do the legwork and look it up,
right,
and actually verify it. I saw this post saying that Michael Jackson had bought Gene Kelly, who was in Singing in the Rain, right? Bought his pair of shoes, dancing shoes, that was from Singing in the Rain when Gene Kelly went
Michael
into the
Jackson,
hospital.
In the 80s, he had more money than fucking God.
Correct. He bought them on an
He built an
auction.
amusement park so he could diddle kids.
Yes.
Allegedly. He was
Allegedly.
never convicted, but there's some weird shit going on there.
Well, yeah, of course. Probably more secret tunnels than Disney.
Or Hogwarts.
Or that's what we call a callback.
Hey!
But yeah, it was pretty much just saying that Michael Jackson bought Gene Kelly's shoes from Singing in the Rain when Gene Kelly was in the hospital. Like, bronzed them up, or brassed them up, put them on a plaque, and gave them back to Gene Kelly.
That wouldn't surprise me. Michael Jackson, he made so much money from album sales. And he was a very savvy investor, too. He went and bought a bunch of music catalogs. So somebody would piss him off, or he thought it was a good business decision. He would buy the catalog to, at one point, I think he owned like half the catalog to the Beatles.
Oh.
So he was making a portion of the music royalties for the Beatles on top of his own music and everything else.
Shit.
Yeah, smart. Anyway, that's not, I don't want to.
Any hoodles.
I like Michael. I fucking worked out to want to be starting something today. I mean, it's fucking playing air bass at the gym.
Any hoodles.
Podcast.
Squirrel.
Yes. There is, if you can think of it, all it takes. I started listening to podcasts in 2009, I think, is when there started to be enough of a catalog or so. And when I was really fucking around hardcore, 2008, 2009 with iTunes, I'm like, what is this? People talking to a microphone. You know, I was a big fan of the Man Show back in the day. So, like, Adam Carolla has a podcast, and he'd have guests on, and his staff was funny, too. So, I mean, I would listen to that. And it's definitely exploded. All it takes, I mean, us schmucks down here, we just have two microphones and an interface and a laptop.
Yeah.
That's all you need. And then you fucking post it to the internet.
For you fuckers to listen to.
For all you schmucks to listen to. But, so what we want to do here is,
we
is
have
going
an
to be
experiment.
kind of an interactive thing. We came up with a couple different topics, things we've talked about over the last 100+ episodes. And we're going to search the Apple Podcast app for keywords to find out if there's if that kind of podcast actually exists. So what was our first one there, good buddy?
Let's see. The first one I have written down would be soaking.
Soaking? That's the first one you wrote down? Okay.
Yes, soaking.
So I have the Apple. I have my iPad hooked up to the television that we were gifted down here. Soaking. Yes. Soaking in the Spirit.
Oh, geez.
Oh no, that's a Bible podcast.
Yeah, that's sleep meditation.
Oh yeah, we don't. No, fucking, that's a thing. What the fuck?
Meditation or
me
sleep?
Me personally, no. This is I don't have any problem ever falling asleep. I just make sure I'm tired enough to go to bed. Like, I don't need white noise or any of that shit to go to bed. That's the thing. You fall asleep to somebody reading the Bible? Whatever. Anyway, let's keep it in the search. Soaking. Who the fuck? Oh, again, transcript. This was posted in November of 2020. Soaking. Have kids, they said. A lot of this is Jesus stuff. It doesn't make it. Oh, here you go. Something went wrong with Vinny. Wait, is that Vinny from fucking Jersey Shore?
Soaking, flaking, and threesomes.
Featuring Sophia Franklin. I'm not going to listen to that.
No.
Anyway, do's and don'ts of soaking horse feed in hay. Oh, look at that.
Hey, that ties into the next thing I had on my list, which was sheep.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. Let's search for sheep. Grazing Sheep Podcast.
So, yeah.
The stuff you
should know.
Yes. Profitable sheep and goat production. Let's talk line breeding. Yes, there are sheep podcasts.
Sheep podcasts. So we can just extend that to any sort of livestock podcasts.
Oh, look at this. They got a nice logo and everything. A podcast with Big Tom Perkins and Dr. Cameron. Oh, well, doctor.
Wow.
It won't let me. There we go. Anything to do with raising sheep. We hope you find this educational, informative, and bit fun. A bit fun?
And
I think they forgot a letter there.
Probably.
I wonder how many listeners they have. They just posted yesterday.
Oh, hey.
they're fucking keep going at it.
It's educational and it's uploaded daily.
American Sheep Industry Association has a podcast.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
I feel like now would be a good time to preface a lot of these podcasts we have not listened to.
No, none of the I've listened to about 4 or 5 different podcasts.
So we are not confirming their quality.
Not confirming their content. We're just proving that this shit exists.
Yes, the topics that we spout on our podcasts can be found elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, every once in a while we do have an original thought.
Correct.
But,
like probably Sleeping Beauty, or not Sleeping Beauty, Belle sitting on someone's face.
Fucking Emma Watson. What was the next thing you had written down? I had furries on the list.
That's actually the next one I had written down too.
Just no plural, Furry. Furry Talks.
Wow.
The Furry Explained show with Finn the Panther.
Ooh.
Straight from the muzzle.
Oh, Jesus.
Furry Fandom, just a furry podcast. Let's talk furry. There's a lot of furry podcasts. Who knew? What's the, let's see, shows. Furry Talks, that's the first one that comes up. Oh, look at that. They're both wolves. They say it's comedy. They haven't posted since 2020, though. Straight from the muzzle. Oh, God. Oh, they just posted about a week ago. Whoa, that's a long ass. Like, fucking, you want to listen to somebody talk about, I mean, I guess if you're a furry, if that's what you're into, you'd listen to a 2-hour podcast about fucking furries.
No.
Moving on.
Sorry. I don't have that much of an attention span.
No, I don't have that much of a commute. My commute, that's why I wanted this to be 30, 40 minutes long. That's like my average American's commute, 30, 40 minutes.
I listen to a college humor podcast for D&D and DMs and all that stuff. And that's usually about, I think the longest episode's hour and 15.
Yeah.
And even then, some of it I just, like, I listen to it, but my mind's off and left
Even
field. With
us recording, once we hit like the 35, 40, I know we've touched on 45 minutes a couple times. We hit that mark. I'm drained. I need to fucking reset.
Yeah, we need to turn the mics off.
The jokes get stale.
We need to watch some YouTube videos.
Yeah, and bullshit for a little bit, and then all right, let's do another.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. The other thing we were slightly, maybe we had looked up some things in between.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what you're going for.
Rule
34
in Apple Podcasts. Shows.
Oh, Jesus.
Girls on porn. Not a lot, actually. Nothing that comes up. Girls on porn. A cheeky podcast aimed at helping you find adult content that you can feel good about. Their latest episode was posted yesterday. Used underwear. Panty sniffers, your time has come.
What?
The girls are pulling up their britches to talk about snail trails, discharge, and everything that soaks your briefs throughout the day. We are not the target demographic for this podcast.
No, we are not. No.
What else did you have written down?
Oh, pooping.
Oh, yeah, how could we forget about
How
pooping?
can we forget about pooping?
And what if I just search for poop?
Poop stories.
Poop. A big poop announcement. Poop. Oh, wow. There's a lot of shows just called Poop. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, there's a lot of shows just called Poop.
Shit's on fire.
Oh, this one's in Paul's Offensive Opinionated Podcast. That makes sense. He hasn't posted since 2020. He's a COVID podcast. Here we go. Let's see. Poop Talk with Mason. Look at Mason.
How many chins does he have?
About 4.
4.
In the Coffee Discussion podcast, we talk about stuff. It's under the Buddhism category.
What? That's...
The top comment, if you don't like this pod, it's not his fault. You looked up poop on podcasts. That's us. You think of any kind of random idea?
It's out there.
Yeah, somebody has yelled into a microphone like we have before and posted it to the internet.
I still like some of our ideas, though. Just saying.
I mean, because they're funny to us. Let's see. Don't Eat Poop, a food safety podcast. Poop Stories. This one's got the poop emoji. Number 1 show about number 2. That's a great tagline.
That is.
They last posted in 2018. Man, Poop Stories neat. Let's talk about poop. Dr. Samir Islam. I bet he is a... he just posted a couple days ago. He must be... What is the lower intestine doctor's name? That's got to be a specialty, right? Digestive.
A GI doctor?
Yeah, one of those. I've never been to one.
Yes.
I don't have any problems shitting.
You know I don't either.
Exactly. Hey Poopy, Poops and Farts. Oh, look at that. They last posted in 2023. Pooping as a touring musician with drummer Drew Thomas.
Ooh. The last episode, best of the butt replay.
All road games. If you're a traveling musician, I mean, you don't get a home game for like 6 months.
That has to be horrible.
It's got to be the worst.
Or is your home game the tour bus?
Did you ever hear the story about the Dave Matthews Band tour bus?
Probably not.
They were going through downtown Chicago, right? And the Chicago River comes through downtown Chicago. And they came up on a metal bridge that was graded. And they decided that was a good time to release the poop chute. And it might have hit a open air tour boat. Not might. It definitely did. Dave Matthews Band tour bus shit all over some tourists in the Chicago River. Anyway, what we're trying to get at is this is our podcast is
one of many.
One of a lot.
Many.
If you like us, well, you're probably listening because you know us. But if you enjoy us, that's the only original thing about it. Eventually, we're going to start talking about the same shit that already exists out somewhere else in the podcast universe.
Well, of course. You know, I do think, though, we do enough unique things that it sets us apart.
Think so?
Yes.
I don't like the word unique. I think it's overused.
We're unique.
I don't like that word.
All right, so then look up super fights.
Oh, okay. Well, I know other podcasts do Mad Libs.
That's why I said super fight.
Super fight. Oh, look. Super fight. Episodes. There's one that's from 2016, Super Fight.
Yeah, but click on it. See if get the description.
Oh my God, there's a lot going on here. A lot of links.
Oh God.
A lot of links.
Oh God.
You're looking for your everyday normal by the book podcast. You're in the wrong place. We want to have an awesome, random, and sometimes drunk conversations. Realize we share with Lovey. That's exactly what we're fucking doing. Maybe I should listen to this.
I'm just sitting there. Are they actually talking about super fights, like our little box back there, or are they talking about like fighting?
Oh, I don't know. Well, and then like a Joe Rogan podcast came up, and he announces UFC fights.
Yeah.
Dan, a lot of this is like there's UFC fucking podcasts. Oh, you ever seen this guy, the fucking therapy gecko? He pops up on my TikTok sometimes. People call into his show too, and he like gives them advice. I don't think he's licensed or anything.
Well,
look at the fucking guy.
He's green.
Yeah,
he's green.
He's got a Patreon. We don't have a Patreon,
but yeah.
Like super fights, I know other podcasts do Mad Libs. What makes us a little different is, I mean, every podcast is different because people are different. Jokes are different. Not every podcast has jokes either. A lot of them are very serious. I listen to This American Life sometimes, and they do stories, from around the country or whatever they think is interesting. But they did, one of the reporters got sent out, and they did a story about a podcast about two guys that were addicted to heroin, and they started a podcast together.
Yes.
And it was going well. They went through rehab together and all this, and one of them relapsed and overdosed. And then they did the other guy that was still living, kept the podcast going for a little while longer. And yeah, so I mean, not all of them are funny.
No, not all of them.
We try and be funny. That took a dark turn, but we try and be funny.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Yes, we try to be funny.
I'll work on this.
Yeah, it's fine.
Addiction is a real thing.
Drugs
are a real thing. They're a real fucking problem.
But yeah, the podcasts are just an oversaturated market.
Oh yeah, yeah. We should have started a podcast when we first met.
Yes.
Yes, that's
like
what we
10
should.
years ago.
Yeah, no shit.
Yes.
I wanted to start one in 2008, 2009 with me and my two buddies. I'm like, hey, let's just sit down with a newspaper, and we fucking, back when newspapers were abundant.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, just think,
we'll sit down. I'll host. You guys I know you have different political views. Just fucking argue back and forth, and I'll moderate. But fucking stick microphones in our faces. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And like, no, I don't think we have the time. We were all working 2+ jobs at the time, and just never did it.
Well, just think, like 10 years ago, if we would have started this, we would have gotten the raw, visceral, like reactions of each other, hearing our stories for the first time.
Right. Instead of actually like living them.
Well, yeah. Well,
or hearing them
for the 17th time.
17th millionth time. Yeah. Need some new fucking stories, bud.
Sorry. Jesus.
Yeah, but we enjoy doing this. We're going to keep doing this.
Yes.
Listen, great. Fantastic. Yeah. I'm going to keep posting every Monday and Thursday to the fucking internet. And don't tell my mother.
Don't. Chris, if you're listening to this.
She hopefully fucking not.
Aaron,
I wish you wouldn't make so many dick jokes.
That's all this podcast runs on. Dick jokes and poop stories.
I was going to say that, and you talking about shit. We convinced my mom to play Cards Against Humanity one time, and it's never going to happen again. One time. Just once.
Oh man. I don't know if my parents ever played Cards Against Humanity. I think maybe once or twice.
I think your dad's been around when we played at the campsite.
Oh yeah, they've been around, but I don't know
really
if they played.
I don't think your mom. I wouldn't invite your mom to play Cards Against Humanity. No.
She had zingers.
I know she did.
So we used to play this game called
Chutes and Ladders.
No. Close, but no.
Candyland. There's no skill to
I think the Game of Things.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
That was a big thing when I first met your sister.
Yes.
But you guys were cheap and didn't buy the actual Game
of Things? Yes, we never bought the
All right, here's
box.
A pen and a fucking piece of paper.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Yep, here's a pen, piece of paper. Everybody write it down and throw it into the hat. things that you'll find in Anna's purse,
Yeah.
right? God, the zingers. Big black dildos,
I think the one time I played,
double-sided dildos.
I forget what it was, but it was like, oh, let the dog watch or some shit. Were you there for that one?
Oh, I think so, maybe. Sounds vaguely familiar. I remember playing one night and with my family, and we had some extended family over.
The cousins?
Some of the cousins were over. And my one cousin who, like, scored whatever, like, what's the ACT? SAT, like, the highest is, like, 36.
That's ACT.
ACT?
Yeah.
So he got, like, a 34.
Stupid
32,
smart.
34.
Stupid smart.
Right? Stupid smart.
Yeah.
And it was his turn to read all the prompts. And it was things Andrew says in front of a full-length mirror. And he lined them up, and like he read them beforehand, and he had like this, he has this very dry sense of humor. Like he's very, stone cold, not a lot of emotion, almost robotic, right?
A lot of times when you're that smart, yeah, it
Yeah.
happens.
And so he lined it up, and one of them was, oh, it's only 2 inches. And like the very next one that he lined up was, and Dad was playing this game, which makes it perfect, right? The next one he lined up was, I really do take after my father.
That's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty fucking
It was
good.
great.
That's pretty fucking good.
But yeah, things that were you could find in Anna's purse were like dildos, 7 knives, knives, everything but the kitchen sink. And then like someone wrote everything, including the kitchen sink. It was great.
We haven't played that game in a long time.
No, we haven't.
I think it's in the camper.
Yeah, because I think we finally
broke down and spent the
broke
$20
down and bought the
and bought
actual
the actual fucking game.
the actual game. But yeah, we haven't played that one in a long time because it's one of those. It's not as right. You have to write things down and all that stuff.
We could bust it out sometime this year, though. I think it'd be fun
Yeah.
for nostalgia's sake or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, everything, right? Because we were playing that.
You kind of have to know the people you're playing with, though.
Yes.
That's the thing about the game.
Yes,
of
you do.
things.
And they all kind of have to be like-minded to make it hard.
And again, I think we'd be fine.
We'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've played before, and
Yeah.
it's fun.
Because we were playing that right when we first got the campsite, right?
I think, yeah.
Because that was like one of the big continuing jokes was the big black dildo
In Anna's purse.
in Anna's purse. Because so we bought a lot at a campsite that had an old camper on it,
Oh my God, that thing was disgusting.
and it was disgusting. And like someone had been living there that was like off the grid, not supposed to be living there, all that stuff.
He didn't even have electric hooked up to this bitch.
Correct. And my dad and mom, like, were cleaning the place up. 2016, right? And they got a service to move the old camper off the lot, right? Pay X amount. They'd come, pick it up, hook onto it, whatever. You don't have to really do nothing. They don't care how bad of shape the camper's in. They will.
They take it and they scrap it.
They take it, they scrap it, right? So we got that. And when they moved the camper underneath the camper, they found a big black dildo.
It's not surprising. The lot was disgusting.
Yeah. And so,
There's still glass coming up and stuff in the ground.
oh yeah,
now.
I can believe that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So this was about the same time we were playing the game of things.
Yeah. There you go, right there.
Yeah. And so one of the recurring things was the big black dildo.
In Anna's purse.
Sometimes it was in Anna's purse. Sometimes it was just there. So, yeah. Big black dildo.
This has been another episode of the Buzz Bass and Bros podcast. Find us on Twitter, Instagram. Email us topic ideas at buzzbassandbrospodcast@gmail.com. My name is Aaron.
And I'm Andrew.
And we out. We are definitely part of the problem.
But I want to be part of the solution.
Well,